Throughout the generations, the main employment in Ballywalter has either been from the sea or from agriculture. This employed mainly men and was very poorly paid. The Ministry of Commerce for Northern Ireland were trying to attract industries and contacted a company called Wetherdair based in Bradford, England. They too were seeking labour and chose Ballywalter as one of their sites. Behind me is the old building which was once a Presbyterian church, then a dance hall, then a cinema. The building itself required very little change to be turned into Wetherdair's factory. In May 1949, Wetherdair began production of rainwear here. The factory opened under the managership of Douglas Finn.
My name is Desmond Mullen. I start work in Wetherdair, Ballywalter on the 7th of November 1949. I remember the date as it was my 15th birthday. So when I went in, there was only two other males working in the factory. There was Dougie Finn, the manager, and Harry Crummy, the boilerman, and van driver, and about roughly 40 girls. And Mr. Finn had come over from England to start the factory up, and two ladies came with him from the factory, and they employed Mrs. Murphy. She was a dressmaker by trade, and between them they got the whole thing organised, showed all the girls what different work to do. I was just a young fella, and I just done as told that my first job was actually painting bins that they'd got for storing the work in. And then I learnt how to fold the coats up and parcel them up and get them ready for being dispatched back to England. So, and I also was the work, as Harry Crummy was brought the work in from the airport, came in bags. I opened it up, put it in racks, and maybe come on a bundle of 10 or 20, and that was a complete garment. You had 10 pair of sleeves, 10 pricks and fronts, lining, things like that. And the supervisor sorted them out and put them onto the bench. There was about 20 machines, 10 on each side, and put them on there, and I went down, every girl done their own job. And if everything went according to plan, by the time I got to the bottom of the room, it was 10 complete coats. And then it went to pressers, seam pressers. They pressed all the seams and all, and then it continued, and they put they were marked for buttonholes down one side and buttons on the other. Went to two special machines. They done the buttonholes and the buttons, and then they were passed on to a table. And Mr. Finn was a very hand-on manager. He passed it all, him and Mrs. Murphy. And then they came to put them in a bin, and I packed them up, got them ready to go to England. And things was going well, we'd done well. And for a good few years. We had a wee bit of bad time. I don't know whether it was they were doing more work in England or just orders were short, and the actual factory went in short time. And there was some girls was doing 2 days a week and others were doing 3, and things like that, and wasn't very satisfactory. Mr. Finn got on the road in the car and went and met some friends that they'd made and all through being in the clothing trade. And we started doing work for them. And one place gave us a lot of work, making white overalls. And the trouble then was trying to keep the white stuff clean, because most of our work was dark, black or navy. So there's a garage next door, and that was converted into, I put a bench in with about 12 machines, and they done all the white work. And then other crew gave them thousands of skirts to make, and but they had to be cut, so we then had to start open a bit of a cutting room and employ a cutter. He came from Newton Ards. The firm sent their men down and they put up a table and had the machine that took the work back and forth, and then it had to be cut, so that took up a lot of space. The cutting room was, as we progressed and got bigger, we had to start cutting work. Well, that's Lawrence Brown there cutting. Willie Beattie was our main cutter. By that time he'd been trained up. He worked the band now. Lawrence was in a hand cutter there. But Lawrence, he really learned it off, and as I through time he started his own wee place, not position, just doing repairs and things. That's Ray Brown, Lawrence's mother. She was trained up, she was a supervisor. Just telling somebody, just showing the proper way to do the job. Decided they needed a bigger factory, and they owned the field further up the road, and we got a new factory built and all kitted out, and all the machines was single machines. There was no benches, and then I don't know whether it was through Mr. Finn's work or it came from across the water. Marks and Spencer's moved in. I think this was a good few years on now, like. And when they came in, that was a different ball game. They were talking in thousands for coats in order and all. It was all blazers. Now and again, Marks and Spencer's would have sent down a special order, turned out jackets for a team for the Ryder Cup or something like that. Everyone was individual, had to be made up, and then the crest all was in the breast pocket. That's Dougie Finn trying one on. He liked his golf. When you're working for them, they told you what you were doing, and you'll put that machine there and you'll put that machine there, and they brought in work study boys to get it all really set up to their way of going. Then on come the boys with the stopwatch, time and motion, and that just made a big difference. Because up until then there's been a sort of a happy family affair. Everybody knew each other and they were laughing and talking, but this was nose to the grindstone, no time for that. And maybe a job that a girl had been doing for years that, say, took her 10 or 15 minutes. By the time the work study boys was finished and the time and motion, they were wanting the same work done in 3 minutes, say. So it was working harder for, well, there was more money in the job, like, but that kept things going for years too, done well. And then we had to put in a whole new pressing line because they all had to be pressed and finished. When they left us, they were ready for the shop. So then they started employing more people in us, and fellas started coming in, Derek Williams and Francis Mackay and Harry Brannan, and there's about 5 from Grey Abbey and some from Ballyhalbert here, Bertie Gunnan. So the real thing was developing. It was all getting nearly too big. But like me, I was still stuck at the back trying to dispatch all that stuff. Yeah. But that went well for years too. Then Marks and Spencer's know what they are now. They can make you or break you. When they started moving into the foreign market, they decided maybe they were making a blazer in Ballywalter for £10. They can make it for 5 somewhere else. So of course the next thing, the work was stopped, and things was looking bad, and there was talk of redundancies and this and that. But then Robert Hurst sort of took over and started making gent suits. And that went well for a while too. There wasn't as much work and all, and there was started asking for voluntary redundancies. And after 36 years or so, I had plucked up the courage to ask for my redundancy. And I got it. That made me 51 by then. Okay. And this is my working day finished because nobody wanted you too old. But I had a friend who was a boss, and they don't have any carpets, and I got in there. And I spent my last 15 years working there. This would be one of our Christmas dues. Girls are very fun having parties and all at Christmas. Those are some of the directors from Bradford. They would have come over, and if we were lucky, they brought a wee bag with them, and we all got a wee bit of a bonus. And as I say, the Mount Royal in Donaghadee was one of the main places we went for our parties. A family atmosphere, everybody knew each other.
Yeah.
The majority of the people was locals.
Yeah.
Although they came from Harry Crummy, he would have went to Donaghadee in the morning time and picked up girls there in Donaghadee and Belial. But it doesn't them, and they come up, and there was some from Portaferry. And at the time when we were really busy with the Blazers now, they opened up a wee section in Portaferry. But as I say, locally, in the main factory, they were all locals, and I could have been singing and carrying on. It was great fun. Mr. Fan didn't mind as long as the work went on, like.
Yeah.
And so he was a really hands-on, he was there all the time. He didn't believe in sitting in the office. He'd shown her the exact way to fold them, you see, and beside her folded up. And they had to go into special boxes, some of them, you know, had to be folded to the right size. And you would have put tissue paper on to keep them from creasing. That's what that is. That was a real good thing for Ballywalter. Because at that time there was no work about locally. And when we were in short time, I remember we went to the shopkeeper, Harry Johnson. And he says, no word of that factory picking up. He says, I noticed a big difference in my takings.
Yeah.
So it was a good sent to Ballywalter. And it was a real blow when it closed too.
Yeah.
Right the whole lower hours, because it circulated a lot of money into the economy. But I did enjoy it.